Your Apple TV 4K is 3.5 years old. It's running an A15 Bionic, the same chip that was in the iPhone 13. And right now, as you're watching this, Apple already has the new one built, sitting in a warehouse, finished, ready to ship. They're just not releasing it. And the reason why? That's where it gets interesting, because hidden inside the tvOS 26.5 betas, there are clues, stability patches, security fixes, performance optimizations, but zero new features. That's not an accident. Apple is clearing the runway, because what's coming next? A17 Pro chip, 8GB RAM, Wi-Fi 7, Apple Intelligence, a smarter Siri. This might be the biggest Apple TV upgrade in a decade. Let's break it all down. Let's talk about what's actually wrong right now. The current Apple TV 4K, third generation, launched October 2022. It runs an A15 Bionic chip, 4GB of RAM, 64GB storage, max. Restarting the device doesn't fix it. That's not a minor bug. That's the #1 app people use on this device, broken after an update. And that's just the surface. The A15 chip is thermally capped. Under sustained load, gaming, 4K streaming, AirPlay mirroring, performance drops, frame pacing inconsistencies, app launch delays. The hardware is hitting its ceiling, and Apple knows it. So what did tvOS 26.5 actually deliver? That chip? It cannot run Apple Intelligence at all. Not partially, not in limited mode, zero support. Apple Intelligence requires a minimum of A17 Pro Silicon and 8GB of RAM. Your current Apple TV hits neither threshold, and users are feeling it. After updating to tvOS 26.5, users are reporting YouTube navigation breaking, swipe gestures on the Siri remote stopped working entirely. Force quitting the app doesn't fix it. That's where the real story begins. Now let's talk about what's actually coming. According to multiple credible reports, the new Apple TV hardware is already finished. It has been since sometime in 2025. Apple is holding it back deliberately, waiting for one thing: a smarter Siri, WebKit Spotlight shortcuts, Image I/O. These are critical fixes, not cosmetic. Install this update. Seriously, do it now. But also understand what this update is telling you. Apple is done building on the 26X cycle. All eyes are now on tvOS 27, debuting at WWDC 2026, June 8th, and it's the minimum chip Apple supports for Apple Intelligence. RAM 8GB, up from 4GB on the current model. That's the threshold required to run on-device AI models locally, without sending your data to the cloud. Connectivity, Apple's N1 wireless chip, Wi-Fi 7 support, using the 6 GHz band. Less congestion, faster throughput. Here's what the leaks say the new model will include. Chip, A17 Pro, built on a 3nm process. 6-core GPU with hardware-accelerated ray tracing, for the first time ever on Apple TV. That's console-quality lighting, real-time reflections in your living room. Compare that to the current A15, which has no ray tracing, no AI support, 5-core GPU. The A17 Pro brings roughly 30% faster multi-core performance, Bluetooth 6 for controllers and earbuds, Thread border router built in, turning your Apple TV into a genuine smart home hub. Storage, 64GB and 128GB options expected. Same tiers, but with much faster internal chip bandwidth behind them. And there's a rumor about the Siri remote getting a U2 ultra-wideband chip, enabling precision finding, like an AirTag. iOS 27 September 2026, and the Apple TV ships with it. When it does, here's what could change. Siri that actually understands context. Show me something funny like what we watched last night, and it knows what you watched across every streaming service. That's not Siri today. Today's Siri on Apple TV barely knows what you said, so you'd actually be able to find the remote when it disappears into your couch. That's not a joke, that's a real problem Apple might finally be solving. Here's the part that explains the delay. Apple wanted the new Siri, the smarter, more personal version, to ship with iOS 2.64 this spring. It wasn't ready. Then they moved it to iOS 2.6.5. Still not ready. Now, the new model will run Apple Intelligence on device. 8GB of RAM makes that possible. No cloud round trip, no latency, instant responses. And because the Apple TV, HomePad Smart Display, and new HomePod all share the same software dependency, when one launches, they all launch together. Apple is building an entire smart home ecosystem around a single software milestone. tvOS 27 is that milestone. Let's make this real. A remote you can find, a box that becomes the brain of your smart home. This isn't a streaming box anymore. It's a platform. And for the first time, it could genuinely compete with NVIDIA Shield as a gaming-capable living room hub. Now, price: the current Apple TV 4K starts at 129s, Wi-Fi only, 64 gigabytes. The Ethernet model, 149s. Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo said the sweet spot for the new model should be under $100. Realistically, given the A17 Pro chip, 8GB RAM, and N1 wireless modem, that's optimistic. More likely, a base model around $99–100, and a premium tier at $129–149 with Ethernet and extra storage. If Apple hits $99 with this hardware, it undercuts every competitor and redefines the category. Current model, A15 4GB RAM. Launching an Apple Arcade game, 3 5-second load time. AirPlay from iPhone, occasional stutter on 4K HDR content. Siri, hit or miss. Apple Intelligence, not supported full stop. New model, A17 Pro, 8GB RAM, Wi-Fi 7. Games with ray tracing lighting. Instant app launches. Stable 4K AirPlay. On-device AI that actually understands natural language. 4K content plays fine on the current model. No rush. Should you buy now or wait? Wait 5 months, September. What's coming is worth it. Even at $129, if you're running a 35-year-old box with no AI support, the upgrade math makes sense. So let me ask you directly, does your Apple TV feel slow? Are you hitting the storage limit? Does Siri frustrate you every time you use it? Then this upgrade is for you. But if you're a casual streamer,